Hello students, hope you all are well. Today we are going to start with the 7th chapter of history, National Movement 1919 to 1934. So this time period was when Mahatma Gandhi started to took direct part in the national movement. So during this time period, few movements that were very important movements in the history of India, that are non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement, these were launched in India. So let us start with the first movement, that is non-cooperation movement. So in our book, page 169, this topic is started with the causes of the non-cooperation movement. So before to start, we must go with the meaning. Meaning is given on page 171. So what is the meaning of non-cooperation movement? As by name it is clear, not to cooperate. Not to cooperate with whom? Not to cooperate with the British government. So this movement was launched in 1920. And according to your syllabus, the main topic related to this is causes of the non-cooperation movement. So as I told you, this meaning of this movement is not to cooperate. So why this movement was launched? Many reasons were there. So the reason were a kind of reaction to the government of India. Act 1919. So let us start with Act. So this is the Rolte Act 1919. On the report of a sedition committee that was headed by Justice Rolte, that's why this act that was passed by this name was given Rolte Act. So two bills were introduced by this committee in the central legislature. The year was 1919. Because these bills were totally against the Indians, so also known as black bills. So these black bills came to be known as Rolte Act. So what were the objects of these bills? Why India started non-cooperation movement? Because this bill or this Rolte Act gave enormous powers to the police. So what were the provisions under this bill? First was to search a place, second was arrest any person, and they disapproved of without warrant. It means now police was having the powers to search any place, to arrest any person without a warrant. Then with these other ugly features were that when that person was arrested or a place was searched, then after that when trial will be there, that trial was to be held in camera. That is, public and the newspaper man, they were not allowed to attend the trial. Means when that court was discussing over the matter behind that arrested person, then these persons were not allowed to attend the court and hear the case. And another thing, there could be no appeal against the court's judgment. So unsatisfied person cannot move to another court, and that's why this Rolte Act, it was known as No Dalil, No Vakil and No Appeal. So because of this, Indians were against this act, and movement that was started by Mahatma Gandhi and passed by Indian National Congress was launched against the British government. So sometimes question could be there, what was the purpose of this Rolte Act? So the main purpose of this Rolte Act was to curb the growing nationalist upsurge in the country. It means the Britishers just wanted to stop the nationalism in India because that was against Britishers. Okay, so this was the first cause. Second cause was the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. We all are aware about that Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. So Amritsar had observed a hartal means strike, on April 6, and complete peace was maintained. Nothing related to violence was there, complete peace was there. But on 10th April, two prominent leaders, one was Dr. Satpal and another was Dr. Kichliu, they were unnecessarily deported from Amritsar by the Britishers. And as Indian people, they were not happy with this, so they just marched toward the residence of the deputy commissioner to protest about the detention of these two leaders. And the mounted police resorted to firing, and against this firing, mob was violent now, and 5 Europeans were murdered by the mob, and they burned the town hall and other public buildings. So because of this, now British government was very angry. So on April 11, General Dyer arrived and took command of the city here, Amritsar city, and proclamation were issued that prohibiting all meetings and processions. So as there was a prohibition on any kind of meetings, but on 13th April 1919 public meeting took place at Jallianwala Bagh, and because it was against this order, so whether that meeting was totally peaceful meeting, nothing wrong was going on, but General Dyer entered that place of Jallianwala Bagh. As we know, there was only one narrow entrance, and still there is only one narrow entrance only. Then General Dyer, without any warning, opened fire upon the peaceful crowd and continued firing on them until all his ammunition was exhausted. So just due to this act, many people were killed that were gathered in that Jallianwala place. And according to official figure, some 400 people were killed and about 200 wounded. But the Congress Inquiry Committee put the figure of the dead not less than 1,000. And General Dyer did this as he himself proudly declared to strike terror into the whole of the Punjab. It means he was not guilty that he did this kind of wrong thing. So non-cooperation movement was launched. And the third reason, that was Khilafat movement. Actually, this Khilafat movement is not directly related to non-cooperation movement. What happened? This was the time period when First World War was about to finish. Then Germany had surrendered, and after that Turkey too stopped fighting, and peace treaty was imposed, and several terms were imposed upon the Sultan of Turkey. And the Caliph or Khalifa of Sunni Muslims, means two sections are there, Sunni and second is the Shia Muslims, and for them he was their Khalifa. And the Ottoman, means Turkish Empire, that was collapsed, and the Turkey lost all territories that were inherited by people, those who were not Turks, and the Sultan was deprived of real authority even over those territories which were left under his control. It means now he had lost each and every control and power from or over the territories that were earlier under him. And this angered the Muslims in India also. A Khilafat committee was formed to so in India against this one committee was formed and name was given Khilafat committee. And this Khilafat committee, two main persons were Ali brothers, that was one Muhammad Ali and the second one was Shaukat Ali. These two were the leading lights of this Khilafat movement. And when this Khilafat movement was going on, during that time Gandhi saw in it an opportunity. What was the opportunity? Uniting the Hindus and the Muslims. So he advised the Khilafat committee to adopt a policy of non-cooperation, because already they were started this Khilafat committee. So Gandhi told to join non-cooperation also, because non-cooperation was also against the British government and this was also against the Britishers. So non-cooperation campaign started on 1st August 1920 and the program of Khilafat movement. So question could be there, write down the programs of Khilafat movement. So these programs were: number 1, resignation from the government services, then boycott of council, then refusal to pay taxes, and the fourth one, refusal to join the army. Then Muslim of India, they were also demanded that the territories and powers which the Sultan of Turkey had lost should be restored to him. So these were the demands. So this was the third cause behind the non-cooperation movement. So let's do little bit of significance of this Khilafat movement. The main significance, the main importance was the Khilafat movement contributed to a sense of national unity. How? Because Hindu as well as Muslims, they both joined the hands together and stand against the British government. Okay, there was a turning point of this, that was end of the Khilafat agitation. So this Khilafat movement died a natural death when in November 1922 Mustafa Kemal Pasha, when he deposed the Sultan of Turkey. So who was this Mustafa? So he was the founding father of the Republic of Turkey. So earlier king was there, now he replaced the king with the republic form of government. And as Turkey was a republic now, it means secularism was started. And Mustafa, he was not having any concern, or he didn't show any concern for the holy places of Islam. Then he abolished the Caliphate and separated the state from religion. And Mustafa modernized education, agriculture, industries. He developed Turkey on secular and progressive line. So because Turkey was now on the way of success and the religion was separated, so there was no meaning of this Khilafat agitation that was related to the Khalif, that was related to religion only. So this Khilafat agitation was stopped. So this was the third reason or third cause of Khilafat movement. Next we will do in our next video. Thank you.